In this video, we'll discuss what DKIM, commonly pronounced DKIM, does, and why you should consider using it. We'll go over how it works at an overview level, and we'll look at how DKIM can be used in Roaring Penguin's CanIt. If you're interested in the nuts and bolts, at the end of the video, we'll get into DKIM at a deeper, more technical level. First, let's see what DKIM stands for. Domain Keys Identified Mail. To help this acronym make sense, think of it this way. Outbound mail sent from a domain is signed using a cryptographic key which identifies that the mail really came from that domain and is not from a spoofed sender or has had the content altered. In other words, DKIM improves deliverability of a domain's email by letting the recipient check its signature and trust the origin of its messages. Note that this is no guarantee that the message isn't unsolicited commercial email or even spam or malware. So, how does it work? Once email is sent, the email is signed as it passes through a mail server on its way out from the sender's domain. The server that signs it could be a machine that the sender's organization controls, such as their own mail server, or it could be a service that they trust to handle their outbound email, such as a third-party service like CanIt. The DKIM signature promises that the message contents a recipient gets are the same as what the sender sent, and as we'll see in the next slide, that it really did originate from the sender's domain and wasn't spoofed. So, this DKIM signature is added to the email as a new message header, and delivery continues as normal. At the recipient's end, a DKIM signature is only useful if they check DKIM. If the incoming email has a DKIM signature, then the recipient server looks up the public key from the sender domain's DNS record. This key is used to verify that the message contents match the DKIM signature. If it passes, then the recipient knows that the message it received is not altered from what was sent. Since the public key came from the domain's DNS record, the recipient can trust that the message really did come from that domain, as opposed to it being a spam where the sender address is spoofed. Now, let's discuss some downsides. Lack of a DKIM signature in general means nothing. Most organizations don't use DKIM, so a general rule to block or punish messages with no DKIM signature would be terrible. Let's say somebody's desktop computer was infected by a virus that caused it to send tons of spam. The messages would go out from the desktop through the organization's mail server, where they would be properly signed on the way out. So, a general rule to approve messages that pass DKIM is no good either. Consider another case. A spammer could set up a fake domain that looks very close to someone's real domain. Then they could send tons of properly signed spam, which only an observant recipient would spot. In summary, any general case rules can have unintended consequences, but rules for domains you trust can be useful for improving deliverability. Roaring Penguin's CanIt service lets you make use of DKIM in two different ways. While filtering your inbound email, you can make rules for CanIt to check DKIM on domains you trust, approving mail that passes or denying mail that fails. If you use CanIt for your outbound mail, you can configure CanIt to sign your mail with DKIM signatures. One of the roadblocks preventing organizations from using DKIM to improve their mail deliverability is the technical challenge of making their outbound mail servers use DKIM. Our service makes the technical setup very easy to complete. We create a key pair and sign your outbound email as it passes through our filtering servers. All you need to do is publish the public key in a DNS record, which we provide for you. To summarize, DKIM checking on the inbound side can be useful in receiving email from domains that you trust. General rules that apply to all domains are not recommended, but you can use rules for specific domains to help ensure deliverability. DKIM signing on the outbound side can improve the deliverability of your outbound mail. Many organizations, including major organizations like Gmail and Yahoo, use DKIM. Roaring Penguin's CanIt filtering service provides both inbound DKIM checking and outbound DKIM signing. And in particular, CanIt simplifies configuring DKIM signing for your outbound mail. The DKIM overview portion of this video is finished. That wraps up this video. I hope we have helped you understand DKIM. Thank you for watching.